I think this one is going to be a little bit fascinating. Desperation of SA hip hop rappers. How desperate they are. Is it really hip hop really that dead? I mean, we know it for sure is dead. But is it dead? Dead more than we imagine. Let's see.
Hip-hop industry was unstoppable, a musical force that once ruled the scene with its compelling beats and powerful lyrics. It was the heartbeat of the streets, resonating with the dreams and realities of the nation. But over time, something unexpected happened, a slow decline that left many wondering what went wrong.
I don't know if you guys saw this, ne? But according to a new report, there hasn't been a single hip-hop song or album that has topped the Billboard Hot 100 charts in 2023. And it's been like 30 years since this has happened.
Wow.
How crazy?
It's crazy,
That is crazy.
So it's what is it? Just a slump or a permanent decline of hip hop?
I think it's a permanent decline.
I also think
Permanent.
but
That's
not a
big,
permanent one. Maybe something will come up and revive.
But when they talk about the top 100 Billboard, are they talking about in the world or okay? I think they might be probably talking about in the world because I don't think like we're doing. But come on, was this obviously? I think this is before the hip hop of this year. I think probably Drake, they know like us, was in the top 100 Billboards. I think hip hop international is still doing well. So when they say the top 100 Billboards, are they talking with just music from SA, or are they talking about music all over around the world? That's the part that I'm confused about when they say they've never been a hip hop song in the top 100 Billboard in 3 years. Let's see.
It, you know what I mean? But it's a definite decline.
Why do you think hip-hop has declined though, son?
I don't know. There's just so much music out there, bro.
It wasn't just one thing that led to this downfall. It was like a perfect storm of challenges that converged to shake the foundation of South African hip-hop. The lack of new ideas, the rise of music made by computers, and the ascent of something called amapiano, a whole new style of music that took the spotlight away from South African hip-hop with its over-the-top beats and catchy lyrics. This amapiano genre quietly rose from the corners of local neighborhoods by blending house music with familiar South African vibes, leading the South African hip-hop community entirely overshadowed to the point of irrelevance. Hip-hop went from being the fastest-growing genre in South Africa to being one of the worst-performing genres in the country, as the beats of
Right now, it is down bad. You know how yeah, you know it used to be down bad, but you know how down bad it is. It's so down bad that most hip hop artists that are known for hip hop, they all switch to amapiano. Not all, but most of them.
Pianos continue to echo throughout the industry, and the dance floor keeps getting bigger. The foundation of South African hip-hop remains shaken to the core. So here we are today, in a world where the beats of hip-hop have become quieter, and amapiano's melodies have become the language of the young generation. But before we explore how South African hip-hop met its match with the amapiano,
But I wanted to ask, bro, didn't before amapiano came Gom? I know Gom didn't stay that long, but I think Gom came before amapiano, and it came after hip-hop. After the era of hip hop, Gom was there, or maybe they coexisted both of them at the same time. I don't remember clearly, but for sure we can say Gom, amapiano killed both Gom and hip hop. We can all say that.
genre, I think it's important to start with how the rise of AI-generated music could potentially
Also, something crossed my mind when I see videos like this. Is it also TikTok? Does it also play the part of like it's hard to do dance challenges with hip hop? Do I also blame TikTok as part of SA hip hop dying? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, let me say this. The way I see it is like that's so. TikTok started as like a dancing app, like this dance challenges app and whatever, and lip syncing. Remember like lip syncing, whether it's like your favorite line conversation from the movie or like lip syncing a song or whatever, or something like that. It was lip syncing and dance challenges, right? Now that I think about it, now think of my piano with TikTok rising, getting into the space, plus I'm a piano being the music that is easy to dance to and create dance challenges, and also I'm a piano being from South Africa. I blame TikTok and my piano are the reason why hip hop died, because these two things were happening simultaneously at the same time. Hip hop is hot in SA. It didn't die off like it died. Hip hop was hot, right? It was hot, and then TikTok comes along and then Amapiano comes along. They both come at the same time, which they go into link and link. I mean, how many dance challenges? Let's say Amapiano didn't exist. How many dance challenges do you think we were gonna have from the hip hop industry from SA? Almost to none. So I think the hip hop industry in South Africa, it mainly got killed by TikTok and the rise of Amapiano because they were both happening at the same time.
With the Amapiano genre, I think it's important to start with how the rise of AI-generated music could potentially destroy both genres for good. Hi, I'm Plutoton, and I make videos like this every time.
In the long term, AI may become autonomous and take over the world, but in the short term, it's being used by politicians to control what you think.
But now it seems like AI is coming for our jobs and careers within the music industry. AI can compose songs, start to finish, write songs, mix songs, and even generate vocals that sound human.
AI algorithms have become increasingly sophisticated, producing melodies, beats, and even lyrics that are strikingly close to human creations. This has led to an influx of AI-generated tracks flooding streaming platforms, sparking a revolution that's leaving both record labels and artists on a shaky ground. Statistics reveal that in the past year, AI-generated tracks have accounted for a staggering 30% of all music uploaded on the internet. After the release of
That's crazy, bro. Are you telling me there's actually people listening to music? Well, what is Nasty saying? Is he telling me that there's actually people like, I mean, you wouldn't know, to be fair. I wanted to ask if there's actually people who listen to AI music. But to be fair, you wouldn't even know. That's how good it is. Wow.
Nasty C's song called Born to Win. A duplicate version of the song was later uploaded and featured an AI-generated voice of the American rapper Lil Baby. Tons of people on the internet genuinely fell for it and believed that Nasty C had truly released a remixed version of the song with Lil Baby, proving that the voice accuracy of AI can very much potentially ruin the livelihood and career of any artist. With the convenience of AI tools, emerging artists are tempted to bypass traditional label routes, causing a significant blow to record label profits. Imagine an aspiring artist named Jane. Instead of signing with a record label, Jane uses an AI software to craft their debut album. They save thousands on production costs and gain instant access to an eager online audience. This shift hits record labels hard. Their financial model heavily relies on scouting, nurturing, and promoting talent. With AI-generated music now on the rise, the value of human creativity is being challenged like never before. Industry experts predict that if this trend continues, record labels could face a massive loss of up to 40% in revenue over the next 5 years. In the world of music, money talks, and the rise of AI-generated music is already causing record labels to listen intently. When these computer programs start creating music that people love, the money starts flowing toward them. This means that if record labels don't see their favorite artists making enough money, they might have to make a tough choice.
You know that when I remember, like, you guys remember, like, there was a certain point during the hip hop era, there was like a certain different types of groove, like everyone wanted to see themselves in the crew. Because I remember the Cash Time crew, I remember the Ambitious crew. I think Ambitious was hot. Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. I thought Ambitious was hot. And then we had what is that record label that Nasty C was at? He was there. He had his crew also. And then there was also Casper Jove's crew. What was their name? What was 3? Family 3? I think it was Family 3 or something. There was also like a crew. They were like crews. They were like gangs. Bro. It's so weird when you think about it today. And it's just... I don't think it's not much of a nostalgia. It's just so hard to believe the way Amapiano took over and even erased hip hop from South Africa. It's so hard to believe for anyone who didn't experience that.
Either they keep supporting the artist or follow the money and embrace the AI wave. This financial tug-of-war could force them to lean more towards those AI-created tunes, which might save them money but could also leave artists feeling abandoned. It's like a balancing act between the heart of music and the seductive nature of money, and the outcome could shape the future sound of the industry. With AI-generated tracks available at a fraction of the cost, the very essence of traditional artist and label relationships is under threat, capable of destroying both South African hip-hop and the Amapiano genre. But artificial intelligence is not the only thing that has the hip-hop genre in a chokehold. As ever since Amapiano's rhythmic beats first echoed through the townships, its ascent has been meteoric. From its origins as a fusion of house, jazz, and kwaito, Amapiano has managed to capture hearts and feet alike, sweeping away the dominance of South African hip-hop among the majority of its people. Statistics paint a vivid picture of this transformation. Over the past 3 years, Amapiano tracks have consistently outperformed hip-hop singles and albums on streaming platforms, amassing millions of streams and monthly listeners that most South African hip-hop artists can only dream of. Just looking at the top 5 most listened Amapiano artists on Spotify versus hip-hop artists, artists, it doesn't take rocket science to see that there's a huge gap in monthly listeners. The most listened to artist on Amapiano is sitting at 2.6 million monthly listeners, with the lowest artists on the top 5 getting a whopping 800,000 monthly listeners. While on the other hand, the most listened to artist in the South African hip-hop genre is
It's probably Nasty C. I wanted to say Nasty C. Nasty C, and they still, I mean, they're both good, but there's still a debate of like Aries. I mean, it died off like Aries and Nasty C used to be a great rivalry. I think it was interesting. I thought of the way I saw it. I saw AKA and Casper got as big as they are because of their beef, you know. And I was also hoping for the same thing for Nasty C and Aries, you know, for both of them grow, you know, as like get even big and dominate because of their beef. Because the thing is that the rivalry creates always, it's like it creates relevancy, you know what I mean? If when AKA did something sort of related or might have to do with Casper or whatever, it trends on Twitter. Casper says something to AKA retweets it and say what. It was always like something epic to talk about. Because here's the thing, you don't, when it's like Casper, when you're Casper, you're solely relying on yourself only or your music probably to trend or whatever, to become relevant, or to people think about you, or to to think about you or to talk about you, right? But when it's Casper and AKA, it's hard to talk about AKA without mentioning Casper. It's hard to talk about Casper without talking about AKA. So when one does something that's like happening that gets people to talk about, it also creates a conversation that has to do with Casper. There's always an interlink. So when it's both of you guys are hot in the industry, you guys even become bigger, bro, because of like when one does the other thing, the other people start thinking about the other thing. Because so your relevance doesn't only solely rely on you only, but both of you guys.
Nasty C at 1.4 million listeners, and AK in the 5th spot with 500,000 listeners, further proving that with each melodic note, Amapiano created a sonic revolution.
Hip-hop is dying a slow death, bro.
Exactly. So
Sure.
it's like everyone is just looking for what's the next best thing.
If you're a
And
hip
that's
hop,
the sad part for me. You know?
true, but if you're a hip hop artist, this is the time
To do what?
to
To release.
yeah, or if you're an upcoming, to remind everyone that hip hop is not going
It's
anywhere.
not landing.
Or
Hip-hop's
at
not
least
landing,
rap
bro.
to an
Hip-hop's
Amapiano.
not landing.
It's not landing.
It's not.
The influence extends beyond the charts. Amapiano dance trends took social media by storm, uniting people from different corners of the world in its pulsating rhythm. It became more than just music, it was a cultural phenomenon, even having big global stars like Cristiano Ronaldo dancing to its tunes. But the tale doesn't stop within the South African borders. Amapiano's magnetic appeal
I don't know
transcended.
that. I don't know that song. You guys seen a video of like Cristiano Ronaldo dancing to Amapiano? I don't know that. I gotta have to react to it. I have to use it.
Where
Cristiano. There's a H. Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh my god, he doesn't do the thing. Oh fuck this shit. I'm just gonna have to type it out. I thought it does the same thing you can do on YouTube. You can like go down and dance into Amapiano. I thought it does the same thing. You know, in YouTube when you have to type a long thing and then here's it. There's the song. Even
Ronaldo dancing on Mapiano's song Long Live Techgap.
that's crazy. Whose song is this, bro? Oh my god. Oh, by Pastor Twitch. Can't you contest Costa Twitch passed away, bro? Does Cristiano use music a lot in his videos? Because I don't think he does. That's a very rare instant. I don't know. Is that the right term? I'm not sure if that's the right word to use, but yeah, I don't know. I have to check his Instagram to verify if he uses music a lot. But I don't think he does. I don't know. I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
continents, drawing in artists from around the globe. The likes of Burna Boy and even the American artist Sway Lee succumbed to the genre's allure, shifting their focus from their established genres to ride the Amapiano wave. Even Wiz Khalifa revealed on Instagram that people should be expecting his presence in the genre of Amapiano. Numbers tell a compelling story. Amapiano's international collaborations garnered millions of views and streams within days of release, with the genre's distinct sounds infiltrating even the most distant of music charts. As the Amapiano genre continues to rise, South African hip-hop's once unassailable reign is gradually fading to irrelevance. And as the industry shifted, the focus moved from traditional album sales to digital streams, making the landscape even more competitive. A stark reminder that the industry was changing, and artists needed to adapt to survive. Established hip-hop artists like Vocalistic found themselves facing crossroads. Once known for his rap prowess, now graces Amapiano charts, embodying the genre's sweeping influence. Other big artists like Reason and Casper Novast found themselves transitioning to making Amapiano music. Their transition was not only a musical pivot but also a strategic decision to remain relevant and cater to the evolving tastes of their fan base. Although controversial, this move highlighted the industry's adaptability in the face of changing musical landscapes. The decline of hip-hop in South Africa mirrored a broader global trend. Factors such as oversaturation, changing listener preferences.
But think about it though, I don't blame them for switching to Amapiano. Like, think of most of like the artists that were like doing hip-hop, they didn't switch to Amapiano. They all got left behind. Bro. Like, we just like, they all got left behind. It's just a human nature, a human being nature of being able to adapt. That's like one of the most important thing as being human beings is to adapt. That's how we were able to survive all these years and outsmart and outlive most of the animals on this planet as well, because of our way of being able to adapt. So unless maybe you hate Amapiano, but I don't think the genuine hate. You should. I think if you're a hip hop artist in South Africa, I think you should just give it a shot. You know, even though it's not something serious, you should just give it a shot and like try Amapiano beat.
And the rise of streaming platforms led to a decline in album sales and chart performance. In the end, the decline of hip-hop in South Africa isn't just a story of fading popularity alone. It's a tale of adaptation and the ever-changing nature of artistic expression. To answer the ultimate question, is South African hip-hop dead? The simple answer is no. As Amapiano continues to reign and AI-generated music keeps evolving, one thing remains certain. The journey of South African hip-hop music is far from over. The fact that artists...
You know something we never talked about?
One thing remains certain.
Bro, something we never talked about? I don't know, Aries looks like Joseph Diary, bro. They have the same resemblance, not identical, but you know, you could see with Joseph Diary.
The journey of South African hip-hop music.
You know what I mean? You can see with Joseph Diary.
Music is far from over. The fact that artists like Nasty C, Saudi, Blackie, and others continue to get hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners on Spotify and millions of views on YouTube is proof on its own that South African hip-hop continues to rank numbers. Whether it's the beats of the past, the melodies of the present, or the rhythms of the future, the South African hip-hop evolution continues to shape the nation's cultural tapestry, echoing through the vibrant streets, the bustling markets, and the hearts of a nation.
Hip-hop is dead. That's what they should accept. Only few rare instances, like, you know, people like Nasty C and Blakey, those are the ones that are still doing well in hip-hop. But the rest, there's no like new rising stars every month or every week like hip-hop, like Amapiano. Although even though I don't expect it, maybe it's because I don't follow hip-hop that much. Maybe there are some up-and-coming rising stars in the hip-hop industry. But to be fair, in the mainstream media of South Africa, hip-hop doesn't exist. What is on TV or TikTok or social media, it's dead.